Hey friends, hey, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new here. My name is Jules. It's time to talk about what I want to read in February. As always, I want to start with the readathons that I'm planning on doing. I only have one on my radar for February, and that is the X's and O's readathon hosted by Jess. This year, there are only two teams. We have X's and O's. Last year, they did X's, O's, and a double agent. I was a double agent, so I read for both teams, but this year, there are only two teams. Each team has their own co-hosts. I will link all the information below. All the co-hosts have their own announcement videos that you can go check out. So I have chosen to be on Team O this year. So I'm only going to share the prompts for that team. Like I said, you can go check out all the videos and choose which team you would like to be on if you want to participate. So for Team O, our prompts are to read a book with a cinnamon roll hero. Honestly, I didn't even know what this was because I don't read romance. So I kind of had to look it up. But basically, it's just your all-around nice guy type of hero. So for that, I'm going to be reading This Spells Love by Kate Robb. When Gemma gets dumped by her long-term boyfriend, she reacts the way any reasonable 28-year-old would, by getting drunk with her sister, her kooky aunt, and her best friend Dax. After one too many margaritas, they decide to perform a love-cleansing spell that promises to erase Gemma's ex from her memory. They follow all the instructions, including a platonic kiss from Dax, to seal the deal. Waking up the next morning, Gemma realizes that the silly spell has worked far too well. Not only does it seem that she never dated her ex, but the rest of her life is completely unrecognizable. The worst part, Dax has no idea who she is. To reverse the spell and get back to her old life, Gemma must convince her once best friend, now total stranger, to kiss her. But as she carries out her plans, she finds herself falling for Dax hard. Soon, Gemma begins to wonder whether she even wants to go back to the way things once were. What if Dax was the one all along? It sounds really cute. I don't know why I haven't read it. This is really the only time I read romance, is like in February, or for this readathon, or if it's an Abby Jimenez or Emily Henry book. Like, other than that, I really don't pick up romance. So for my next book, I'm actually combining two of the prompts. I'm not trying to do a book for every prompt, only because when I do that, I never get the books read. So I need to read a book with pink on the cover and that spells sugar. You can use the title, author, any of the letters on the cover to spell sugar. So for that, I'm going to be reading Wedding Day Murder by Leslie Meyer. Obviously, it is pink, and it spells S-U-G, where's an A? A-R. It's on there. It spells sugar. There is also a buddy read that is The No-Show by Beth O'Leary. I do have this on hold at my library. It's ready. I haven't had time to pick it up yet, but I'm getting it. This readathon is going to be from February 7th through February 11th. So it's just a quick one. That's why I didn't want to do a whole lot of books for it. There will be reading sprints on that Friday and Monday. And then there is going to be a live discussion. Excuse the tippy taps. There will be a live discussion for the buddy read. So I'm excited for this readathon. I have participated in it for the last few years. It's always a good time. There is also a Discord. So make sure if you want to join that you join the Discord so that you can chat with everybody in there. My husband just got home, so excuse the noise, but I need to get this done. So we're just going to roll right through it. So for Jesse's Sleep When I'm Dead book club, they are reading Tell Me What You Did by Carter Wilson. This is a new release. It just actually came out, like, I think yesterday. So if I can get my hands on this, I do want to read it. I have told myself that I wasn't going to just buy thrillers just to have them. And there's like one copy available at my library. So I doubt I'm going to get my hands on it unless Kindle Unlimited has it for cheap. I don't really want to use a credit for it on Audible. So I don't know, y'all. I really do want to read it. So, I mean, it sounds really good. Supposedly it's a podcaster that has people come on and basically confess to like crimes that they have committed. And one of her people that she has comes on confesses to a murder of her own mother, which she knows can't be the person because like nobody knows that she like actually killed the murderer of her mother. So, I mean, it sounds really good. So I don't know, hopefully I can get my hands on it. I'm really hoping that Book of the Month or Aardvark has this as an option. Cross your fingers, y'all. And also for Jesse's Patreon, Paw Print Pals, we are going to be reading The Crash by Frida McFadden. Same thing with this one. If I can get my hands on it, I will read it. If not, I don't know. And then for Gwen's Patreon, for the Night Owls, we are reading Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow by Gabrielle Zevin. I have already read this last year. I only rated it 2 stars, so this is kind of a reread for me to see if it can redeem itself. Hopefully it can. May have just been the time I read it. I don't know. I also, toward the end of the year, kind of opened my reading taste a little bit, I guess I should say, like reading books that I would not normally pick up, and I actually did enjoy them. So we shall see. I don't have the physical copy yet, but I did buy it from somebody on Pango, so I should have it soon. For Hannah's Comfy Cozy Book Club, we are reading The Match by Sarah Adams. I don't know a lot about this one other than it's a single dad who's looking for a, what's the word, y'all? A dog. It's a, not a worker dog. What is it? Like a therapy dog? Y'all, I don't know. He's looking for a dog for his daughter. I guess the girl that trains a dog, they're gonna have a relationship. I don't know. Also in Hannah's book club, we are reading the Noodle Shop mystery this year. So we are moving on to book 2, which is Dim Sum of All Fears by Vivian Chin. I love these covers. They are stunning. I have the whole collection. So I'm glad that we're reading this. And then Gabby's book troop pick for the month of February is Beautiful Ugly by Alice Feeney. Look at this cover. I love it. This one says, author Grady Green is having the best day of his life. He calls his wife Abby to share some exciting news as she is driving home. He hears Abby slam on the brakes when she sees something in the road ahead. Over Grady's protest, Abby gets out of the car. When he eventually finds her car by the cliff edge, the headlights are on. The driver's door is open. Her phone is still there, but his wife has disappeared. A year later, Grady is still overcome with grief and desperate to know what happened to Abby. He can't sleep and he can't write, so he travels to a tiny remote Scottish island to try to get his life back on track. And then he sees the impossible, a woman who looks exactly like his missing wife. Honestly, y'all, I just read a book very similar. I was just on Jesse's Sleep When I'm Dead book club pick live show last night, and we were talking about Till Death Do Us Part. And we were trying to think of books that are similar to this because it kind of has the same thing. Like, she was married, they were on honeymoon, husband disappears, and then like 10 years later, she sees him. Well, what she thinks is him. Anyway, and it goes down this whole thing. I had never heard of any books similar to this. And then here we are with a book kind of similar to this. So I'm anxious to see how, I didn't really love this one. So hopefully this one is better. That is it for like Patreons, book clubs, and things like that. A few other books that I want to read. You know, Onyx Storm. Yes, I did not get to this. Everybody else has been reading this last week, and I did not. I had other books I was reading. I got the pretty one. I finally have one with sprayed edges. Those two up there do not. They just have black sprayed edges, but I got the one with dragons now, so I'm very excited. I don't need to tell anybody what this is about. This is just that this is the 3rd book in the 4th Wing series. So if you're not into 4th Wing, then you probably don't care what this is about. If you are, then you already know what this is about. So I'll be reading this weekend. Another lovely edition that I would like to get to is The Perfect Marriage by Geneva Rose. Look at this edition. It is stunning. Sarah Morgan is one of the best criminal defense attorneys in Washington, D.C. With a perfect case record and having made named partner before the age 35, her life is going exactly as she planned. However, the same cannot be said for her husband, Adam, a failed author who's grown to resent his wife's success as he feels it's come at an expense of their relationship. For almost 2 years, Adam has kept his affair with Kelly Summers a secret, but everything changes when her body is discovered at the couple's lake house and Adam is arrested on suspicion of murder. Sarah now finds herself facing her most challenging case yet when she vows to defend her husband, a man accused of murdering his mistress. While Adam is certainly guilty of sleeping with Kelly, the question remains, is he guilty of killing her too? Now, I will preface this with, I hate books about infidelity. I just do. So I'm anxious to see how I like this. Gwen liked this. She posted this book of this edition and I was like, I need it. This was an impulse buy. And I don't know if I'm going to regret it. So hopefully I like this. And then the last book that I want to get to is Wisteria by Adeline Grace. This obviously came out back in like August, I think, maybe October. Either way, it's been out for a few months and I haven't gotten to it yet. This is the 3rd book in the Belladonna series. I think I'm going to read this with my friend Tammy. We've both been wanting to read this forever, so I'm hoping to get to it. Again, since this being the third book, if you don't know about the Belladonna series, you should read it. If you like fantasy, if you do know about that series or you've read it, then obviously you know what this book is about. So that is it, you guys. It is not a very big TBR. Like I said, going into this year, I'm making the TBR small. I'm sure there are other books I will pick up along the way as I mood read, because that's just kind of what I've been doing. And yeah, that's it. So let me know what your plans are for the month of February. Is there something you're very excited to read? Are you planning on reading any of these books, or have you already read any of these books? Let me know all the thoughts in the comments. And until my next video, friends, be yourself, be awesome, be kind.